the intro. Welcome back. Not welcome back. Welcome to Kanto Region Locals. This is going to be our introductory episode. To be transparent, we filmed a couple of these, and as you know, there is some wiggle room and some editing and some drafts that had to be done in order for us to get this final episode 1 out to you guys. So we're excited to finally get this out to you. This is a podcast where we're going to be discussing, as you can see, Pokemon cards, along with other card collectors and hobbyist communities. So I am Edwin, usually go by Ed or Eddie, and this is my brother Eric, who I have shared this passion of collecting Pokemon cards with since we were little.
Long time.
Yeah, a very long time.
Since it came out, really.
Since base set came out. So let's talk about how we got into Pokemon cards and why we love it so much. So how did you get started with Pokemon?
So with Pokemon in general, I mean, it was first and foremost the games. And then I think I just remember mostly, like, right before we go to school, we'd watch TV, and early in the morning, that was, like, the first thing on was Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, the show.
Uh-huh.
And, I don't know, we'd just watch it, like, right before we go to school, so I'd be like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that's, like, my earliest memories of Pokemon is sitting at the kitchen table, watching Pokemon off that little white TV that we had that was like the VHS and TV combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like my earliest memory.
So again, my brother, so everything I really done in my life was either because of my brother or just because my brother had such an influence on me, and I was around my brother. But I feel like I got lucky enough to kind of introduce Pokemon to you in a way, right?
Yeah, I think so, because you'd play the game more.
Right.
And, I mean, obviously, I think, at that time, 1999, I was like 13. So you were like 9.
Yes.
And that was more like in your realm at that time.
Yeah.
More than me. And then I think I caught interest because of you more.
Yes. And the way I found out about Pokemon is through one of my friends, one of my buddies. There was a certain Nintendo Power magazine. I remember this more vividly now. There was a Nintendo Power magazine, and it had Pokemon on it. And I don't know I don't know how I got my hands on this Pokemon Nintendo Power magazine, because we played Nintendo. That was way before Pokemon that we were into Nintendo.
Yeah.
But I just saw it, or somebody had it, brought it to school. Pokemon caught my eye, and then I got like so invested in what this Pokemon world was. Another one of my friends brought Pokemon cards to school, and he was like, hey, you remember you showing me this? You're telling me about this? And I go, oh yeah, look at these. And he's like, look at these cards. I found these cards like at the store, and from there I got hooked.
Yeah,
so,
and I think even then, like before that, we were just always big in collecting things. Like yes. I remember you used to have like a Transformer. We had like Beast Wars.
Yeah.
We had like Star Wars toys, and my brother would always open stuff up. I'd be I don't know. I think I had like a little kid OCD where I like to keep stuff organized, and I kept like my stuff sealed for no apparent reason. I mean, I was a kid, and then I never like would open stuff to play with. I'd be like, oh, this just looks cool.
Yeah. So you're right. He's really the more collector of us two, whereas I am more of the one that really wants to get my hands on these cards and open them and play with them, or at least I used to be that way, and I still kind of am to a degree, but definitely a collector now in comparison like to even playing. I don't even know how to play anymore this game, but going back to how we started. So my brother and I, once we caught whim of Pokemon cards, that's when we just started obsessing over it and trying to essentially catch them all, because we wanted to complete the base set, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which was like the thing about Pokemon is like you want to catch them all.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, I want to collect them all. Let's do that.
And that's how they hook you. Even to this day, I think that's how they hook people, is catching them all, because they're shelling out these things like crazy. But back in the day, I don't remember how hard it was to find Pokemon cards. I don't believe that it was that hard.
No, I mean, I still recall, like, our parents So we have, it was like us three. It was like me, you, and Steph, and our parents had a ritual of every weekend we'd go shopping. Yeah. And right next to like the clothing store where they go shopping, there was a Toys R Us, and I clearly remember just walking in there being a booster box of base set Pokemon cards, and we just go in there, grab a couple packs.
Yeah.
And it was like easiest thing ever, as opposed to now.
It was that easy. And even I remember even back then, there was like a glass case in that Toys R Us where they had video games and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And you had to ask for somebody to go get those video games. That's what kind of Pokemon is now, or has been, is that they kind of have them like behind the shelf or glass case, and you just can't grab them. Because if you're able to do that, you wouldn't get your hands on Pokemon cards right now at all.
Yeah, well, now that's why the packs are normally like in tins or and something like that. But back then, like, it was just an open booster box. But we also had card stores. I mean, there was like certain comic stores like down by the beach. I remember one specific card store where, I mean, obviously they were like behind the counter still, like, but yeah, they just had booster boxes open where you can go get your packs.
I didn't know. See, my impression was when we were little, we'd only go to Toys R Us for Pokemon cards, and I know we touched base on this before. Pokemon cards, there was like card stores, comic book stores that you could get Pokemon cards even back then.
Yeah.
See, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, because also, like, besides Pokemon, I was big into like sports cards, so I knew where to get the sports cards. Yeah. Another thing I was actually into back then that I kind of remember about was like Star Wars cards.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be able to get like ships or like characters and cards. So I think that's where I kind of remember where I found like certain like card shops in like our area, because we live in North County of San Diego, so things are a little bit spread further apart. But like in our hometown, there was like a card shop, and like my buddies would collect like Star Wars cards, and I was like, oh, there's a card shop there.
Yeah.
Right by the beach, so that was kind of cool.
So I don't remember that. I do remember the Toys R Us, because that's I think. Maybe I was too little.
Well, that was our main ritual with our family, so that's why.
Yeah, that was
the Toys R Us was our like main.
Yeah, we did spend a lot of time at Mervyn's / Toys R Us. Oddly enough.
Exactly, Mervyn Toys R Us right there.
Yeah, so my brother and I were always so stoked to be able to go to Toys R Us and get packs. Back then, obviously, we were young, so we didn't know about like first edition packs, or just like, I mean, I don't even know if we knew about really like chase cards back in the day. We knew there was like holographic cards. Charizard obviously was the big one,
right?
And then like Blastoise, Venusaur, all them. Did you have like an inclination of like Charizard being a chase card, or like that is going to be a valuable card when you were young?
I mean, not really. I mean, I think back then we were more focused on like Mewtwo, and then the 151st Pokemon was Mew, which no one really knew about. Right. Like in the game, like you couldn't even catch Mew.
Right.
So I think back then that was like the main like card or like character was like the Mewtwo, because he was a crazy one.
Yeah.
Not till later on where everyone was like, oh, okay, you want to get the best one out of like the 3 starters, which eventually became Charizard. Everyone was like, wanted the dragon. Everyone wanted the dragon.
Yeah. Right. That makes me think, like when we're kids, we don't know how valuable these cards were going to be, or like first edition was the one that we needed to get. We just wanted to collect all 150 Pokemon, like the starter Pokemon. I'm curious to really like, I'm sure there's people out there, but imagine had we been older when these cards came out, and we had the knowledge of like, these are going to be a collector's cards, and there's first edition, we're going to collect them and keep them sealed. Do you have any regrets of like not knowing that they were going to be so valuable now, or was it fun enough for us as kids to like collect them, open them, play with them? Well, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, it was cool because we did, like you said, we knew how to play. Obviously, the game's now a lot more intricate with all the trainer cards and special cards that have like different abilities. But I mean, of course, like in hindsight, if I had the knowledge of knowing with like the hype or like how crazy like Pokemon cards were going to be, like, I mean, I'd definitely have a few booster boxes of a base set.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah,
You know,
I think
like-
anybody that would easily keep it sealed if you were going to make millions or 100,000.
But yeah, I mean, but obviously back then, back then we weren't even really that in tune with it because we weren't buying booster boxes. I've never opened up a booster box until more recently that we got back into the hobby.
Right.
Because back then, I mean, obviously we grew up like in lower income housing, like with our parents. Like we're immigrant. I'm an immigrant. I was born in Peru, so I mean, our parents struggled to like make sure like we had like the best stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, we weren't buying booster boxes like it that easy. We were like, if anything, we were hoping to get like a pack when we go out.
Yeah. That brings up a good point. Like I think we were just happy enough to have something because we didn't grow up here, and it wasn't like, I mean, I grew up here, I was born here, but like for you and being around my family, like everything was kind of like new to us, like living here in the States, and we just hung on to this specific thing. It just so happened to be Pokemon, which is now huge. You touched base on getting back into Pokemon and Pokemon cards specifically, and you haven't opened a booster box until recently. Just let me know how you got back into it. Like, what set did you start back on to? And
well, you kind of like brought it up. So like I said, like I used to be like the guy that put everything away. Yeah. So our mom held on to. We had a full base set collection, Jungle, Fossil, Team Rocket, Gym Heroes, and Gym Challenge. So like I remember you were the one that was pretty much like, hey dude, you know, like our Pokemon cards are like worth something now. Like people are getting actually further into it, and we still had them all packaged up in boxes, actually in a binder. Yeah, and that's what got me back. So I think I got back in like right as the sets were transitioning from Vivid Voltage to Shining Fates. The Vivid Voltage booster box there. I think that's like the first booster box I was able to ever open that I ever purchased myself. But yeah, so I got back in like right in between Vivid Voltage and Shining Fates, and my wife and I actually like I was showing her. I was like, oh, this is my brother's collection and my collection that we have, and we opened up first ETB we opened. Shiny Charizard VMAX.
Oh yeah, so the Shining Fates.
Yeah, and right there I was hooked again. I was like, oh, first I could tell it was probably like the third, fourth pack in, and we pulled a Charizard again. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this feeling.
You get the feeling back, right?
Yeah, you're like, oh, I got him. Yeah. I caught him. It's like Pokemon. You caught that sucker. You know?
Yeah, it's a crazy kind of high you get just by ripping up a pack and getting the card that essentially everybody wants. Right. And it took me back when I started ripping again when we were kids. The smell brought me back. Just like the feel of ripping cards open, just ruffling through. I don't even know if we even did the three in the front or four in the front.
Oh, I learned all that as like this new collector.
Yeah, same here. But just the whole experience. Like and maybe some of you guys can relate to this. It's nostalgic. It brings you back. It makes you feel like a kid again, and that's not always all that bad. Like it's something that you miss when you're an adult that you don't get often. That you just need in your life. It seems like you just wanna get that high again. And it's not even a kid thing anymore, it seems like. It just everybody is collecting. I mean, Logan Paul is huge into it right now. Right. He has like a multi-million-dollar collection. Logic, who he just did an interview with Logan Paul he did an interview about Pokemon cards. He got into it, and there's a bunch of other celebrities that got into it too.
And I think they face a lot of backlash because it's like people say that they monetize it more than anything. But I mean, in our kind of situation, it's like we're already in it. Yeah. We just kind of fizzled away from it to do other things, and now got us fully back in. Yeah. And I think it's actually kind of cool that it got us back in, because now like we do stuff like this, like we talk about it, like cards that we collect, or we like set time apart where we're actually like hanging out more to open up packs, and it's kind of cool because like we have little toddlers now, and I mean my son goes up to my case and goes, oh, Pikachu and oh, Charizard, like you didn't expect that to ever happen. So it's kind of cool, like to get that feeling about it too.
Yeah, it came full circle, and like our parents obviously weren't able to experience like the excitement of opening up packs with us, but we can now that we have with kids to pass it on to.
Right.
And yeah, like he said, like my kid too, she gets so excited, just helping me open up packs.
Right.
Like it's like, oh yeah, and I want her to be excited about it. Like oddly enough, like I want her to get into be into this hobby.
Yeah.
Because it's something that maybe we can share together. Yeah, because I don't know where I'm going to go with it. I know you and we're like hardcore into this now, like again, and I don't foresee it stopping because like I said, they're shelling out these Pokemon cards. They're new sets coming out like every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, and getting back into the hobby has been actually really cool, just because like you kind of see where it is now, like whether you're playing the game or whether you're collecting, or whether you're collecting to like make money, or whether you're collecting to make money to buy more. There's just so many different aspects of it, which is actually really cool. And now as an adult, like you said, we're able to do it more than we were able to when we were younger. So it's cool to be able to experience it with like not only like ourselves but like with other people that we know, because I mean I get questions from like some of my friends. They're like, oh bro, you're also into Pokemon? Like I have some cards back that I've kept in my basement, so they'll like reach out and be like, oh, check out this one. I'd be like, dude, that's a sick card that they have. So yeah, I mean it goes full circle with not just us but like a lot of other people too.
So my same with me. I have my friend that also has like a pretty good collection, and I told him get them graded, get them protected at least. So let's touch base on that. Like so back in the day when we were kids, obviously we were limited to the amount of money we had, and we collected, we traded with kids, we bought cards. Now that we're adults, obviously we have a lot more money than we did when we were kids. How is it that like the change of being a kid collecting cards and adult collecting cards, how does it differ, like as far as like how you feel about being able to like to chase so many cards, opposed to like as a youth you're like, okay, we get one pack, we get like almost like one shot.
I mean, if anything, I'm just like being able to enjoy it more. Like it's.
You think you enjoy it more as an adult than you did when you were a kid?
In a sense, because like I said, I'm finally able to purchase a full booster pack. There's a big difference from buying one pack and being like, oh man, I didn't get the card, to I'm gonna open up 36 packs right now and I'm gonna pull something cool. It might not be my chase card, but something's coming out of this. So I mean, I think that kind of aspect is kind of cooler as an adult. But also just like, I got my degree in economics, like financing is kind of my thing. So being able to like figure out pricing on things or certain value of certain cards to like eventually either trade off for like a better card. It like right now too, like the whole collectibles thing is like a market. It's a market. And like I said, with the background I have in economics, it's like, oh, I'm doing something that I loved as a child. Now as an adult that still has adult and child like concepts put together. So I think that's what I like about it as of like right now. Like as an adult too.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I think like I kind of feel the same way about it as well. Let's get into like how people collect I mean, how like we don't, obviously there's not really much trading. I mean, you and I have traded cards before. And when we were kids, there was kids all around us that collected too, and we traded cards with kids. I don't see that really happening anymore. It's so much you buy a card and then you sell it to somebody that needs it. So it's like a buy and sell kind of thing now, opposed to like actually trading cards.
Yeah, because like obviously everything's online now. Like back then we weren't posting stuff on eBay. To try to like make money off a card to buy another one. So I mean, it depends on like the community you're part of too. I guess there's some people still have like nights at certain card shops where they'll do a trading night where like people go in and try to trade stuff like that. But no, I mean because of, I feel like maybe like social, not social media, but like just the internet in general, it is more like a personal thing with most people, as opposed to, like you said, like we used to go out and hang out with kids in our neighborhoods and be like, oh, you have this card, you have this card.
Yeah.
Let's try to make a trade.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and I think that's like one of the things about this channel that we're trying to do is get more with the community, to have people like, oh, do you need a card? Like, let's trade something. Or like, if you have a card that I need, I'd like to just offer you something that I can purchase it if I can. Or even if I have something that you'd want to purchase off of me, that'd be kind of cool too. So I think that's like the cool thing about being part of the community in the sense of like online. It's easier than now doing it like within our community here, like physically.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. When you're kids, you're always outside and you're always like mingling with other kids. But now it's just the internet rules as far as like communities go, because there's Facebook communities, there's eBay communities, there's IG communities, Twitch, freaking TikTok, whatnot. I mean, there's Pokemon communities in it's almost like all these social media apps, where like you could talk to people, you could join communities, use certain groups, and like you can buy and sell, or essentially I guess it's just the modern day trading of your Pokemon cards. Yeah. So yeah, it's very different, but I think it can benefit both people as far as like, because there's market prices now to everything, it seems like. Right. Where when you were a kid, you didn't know what a market price was. You don't know what that is about. You could trade like a Charizard for like an Alakazam and not know this Charizard is like 100 times, well, not 100 times, but obviously it's better than the Alakazam that you just traded away. Right. So yeah, it's the way that the Pokemon card community has evolved and just transitioned into like this just communal like existence in social media is crazy to me. Like, I don't know, it's just
it's big. I mean even there's just like more like competitions where like for the people that play, there's like full tournaments and like worldwide tournaments. Like, it's crazy. It's pretty awesome. If anything, of what it's grown up to be.
Right. So let's finish off on like where do we want this podcast to be? I mean, because I have an idea. We talked about it, like what we want this podcast to be. You touched base on it a little bit. Well, I mean, we love Pokemon so much. We love collecting, and it's not just Pokemon. You do baseball, sports, and
I love sports.
Sports cards and everything, shoes. I mean, just to collectors and like the hobbyists. We love that community, but Pokemon, and I don't know if you feel this way, but it's the creme de la creme for me, just because I relate to it so much, and it's just I've done it for so long.
No, but like we said, I was born in the 80s. Nintendo has always been like huge for us. I mean, there's like times where there's pictures of us playing like Super Mario 2, Super Mario 3, and like Pokemon eventually got kind of mixed into the same genre. It's Nintendo. Now it's Nintendo. So I mean, like, what I think about this is like it's just cool to have this channel to like expose people to like our love for the hobby, and also, I mean, I'm new back into it, if anything, the Pokemon in general. So I mean, I'm here to learn more from like people that may comment, or if anyone has a question, like ask me, like, and I mean, I'm always open to like knowing all aspects of something. And this is like a good chance to do that, if anything.
I agree. I just want to be part of the community. I feel like I have been since I started getting back into Pokemon, just like talking, like buying and selling, and talking to people on Twitter, and like I know we follow certain people that like do like Pokemon drops now. That's a whole thing, and I talk to people, just let them know like, oh yeah, we bought this because of you, and we pulled this because of you, blah blah blah. So.
And also this is actually a really cool bonding experience for both of us. I mean, like we have our own separate lives, but this always like brings us back together. We have the same common interest with certain things, but I think Pokemon's always been like one of the main things like we had, because we've had our collection together, you know, because like we've always had like kind of like that thing together with whenever you started collecting. I was like, oh, I got into it too. So we had that bond with it.
Yeah, you're right. It was something we shared when we were little. I mean, it's something that we both remember doing. We both loved it. That like along with like sports. Again, kids grow up, they fizzle out of things, but just getting back into it, I don't think I could do this with anybody else besides you, my brother.
For sure.
So yeah, that's what we want to do. Just be part of the community. We'd like to hear your input on what we can talk about, because there's I mean, it seems like Pokemon or the hobbyist is very vague. There's so many things that you could talk about as well. And there's always new sets coming out, so we could talk about new sets, anything. So any suggestions that you guys have on what you guys want us to talk about, we'll absolutely listen.
Yeah, and to start, honestly, like for anyone that's gone this far with us, thank you.
Yeah.
And also, I guess the weakest part of my Pokemon experience right now is the game aspect of it, of how to play it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I know there's Pokemon online, like you play it online. What is your guys' suggestions on how to get back into like the actual gameplay of it? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like there's so much.
There is. Yeah.
Like I think before, like when we played it, it'd be like, oh, my Pokemon has this move, and it has this hit point.
Yeah.
And like the trainer cards, there weren't that many, so like we were limited to like a small amount.
Right.
Now there's a whole bunch of kind of different trainer cards that do different things. So
that's something for me. I'd like to learn that too, because I knew how to play. I even had like a Game Boy game that's just based off trading card game.
Right.
That I used to play, and I knew how to play it that way, but I know things have changed. That's a good one. What I really want to know is just talk to us about like how you guys collect and how everybody kind of like tries to get their chase card. Do they buy a bunch of stuff, or do they like just go and buy it aftermarket? That's what I really want to know, because I have done both, and there's rewards to both of them, and there's giving back to both of them, whether it's like somebody that like tries to hustle, or it's like your local card shop or whatever.
Right.
So just let us know like how you guys collect, and how you guys got to where you are as far as the Pokemon world and trading card game world goes. But we also want to do some breaks. We're going to do breaks because it's the basis of what we love doing with the Pokemon cards, is breaking them and hopefully getting the chase cards that we want.
Yeah.
So
I mean, obviously that's some of the best parts about it, is just watching people open packs. I feel like since I gotten back, I like watching people open up cards too.
Again, something we could talk about in the future, just like the community, like breaking community in general. But we're gonna break now, so let's get going on that. All right, so we're gonna do breaks every episode, because that's what and we love it too. That's what people love. They like to see people just open up packs. It's just something about it. You don't even have to open up the pack yourself, it seems like nowadays. You can watch people open up packs and just share that excitement with them. Because I see it in TikTok and whatnot, on YouTube even. So we're going to do the same thing, just because we love doing it and we want to share the experience with you guys. I am going to be opening up the new Pokemon Go. What are these called? These are called the Special Collector Team boxes. There's 3. There's the Team Valor. What is this? Team Mystic and Team Instinct. You belong to any of these specific teams, Eric?
I am Team Mystic.
Which is
blue.
Articuno.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I think I would be Team Instinct, if anything. I haven't played Pokemon Go in a while, but this is the new set that recently came out, along with 3 trainer promo cards. Are these promo?
Yeah, those are pretty cool, actually. What I'm opening up is actually a Sam's Club special. There's no Sam's Club by my house, but there was one here, and I saw these pop up on the app just because I actually have a membership, because I was getting PlayStation. So it's actually kind of cool. It comes with a small tin and a bigger tin, the Zamazenta V, and it's either Cinderace, Rillaboom, and Inteleon tin. So These come with a Fusion Strike, or 2 Fusion Strikes, Evolving Skies, and Chilling Rain. So nothing crazy. I mean, the Evolving Skies obviously like a big set that people like right now too. So yeah, I'm gonna get these cracking.
Yeah, so the Pokemon Go is the newest set that just recently came out, and we've had opened some already. These pins are cool. These actually may be the best ones. These new promotional pins.
Well, especially if you're into the Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a lot of people support those when they go into like to group meets and stuff like that. So
these, well done Pokemon for those, because those are really cool. But yeah, Pokemon Go. Before it came out, I didn't think people were too much of a fan of this set, but I think people really came to love it. Because it's kind of like a hybrid celebration set with like a standard set, where Celebrations had a lot of the nostalgia on it, where Pokemon Go has a lot of the just if you're familiar with the Pokemon Go game or the Pokemon Go app, it's kind of relates to this new set, along with just like being a standard Pokemon set.
Yeah,
it has Charizard as in the set, so people.
And I think this is the first time actually Pokemon has done Pokemon Go, right? As a trading card game.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know if they're like I don't know if Pokemon like different like genres or aspects, like video games to apps to Pokemon trading cards, if they're all under like ran like the same, or if they're under like the same umbrella, but I would assume they are. But yeah, this is the first time they actually like promoted Pokemon Go within one of the sets. So which one is this? Team Instinct. So I'm gonna start ripping here.
Cool. I'm gonna do the same. And if you see me start freaking out, it's most likely because my camera stops or something. So
yeah, we'll figure that out if it does. But
like we said, we're new to this, so.
So I've seen people do like 4 to the front, 6 to the front. I usually do the 6 because I don't want to wait and rummage through all of the just like the uncommon and common cards. So I kind of like just to get it over with. Reverse Holo Pokestop and Mewtwo V. Mewtwo is another one of the big Pokemon that is part of this set. This and Charizard.
Yeah, I'm not doing even a card trick. Normally it's 4 to the back, but these are some packs that aren't that amazing, so I'm just going through it.
Gotcha. Which ones are you starting off with?
So I'm gonna go with Fusion Strike first.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because Fusion Strike normally comes in. What is Fusion Strike? Fusion Strike normally comes randomly in certain packs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was lucky enough to pull the Espeon VMAX already, so I pulled the best card out of this set, randomly without actually trying, which is actually really cool. So
we got a Reverse Holo Pheasant and a Zapdos. Now the chase card in this set, I would imagine, is the All Art Mewtwo, and the Radiant cards. And we talked about Radiant cards previously. I don't know if anything before this episode, but the Radiant cards I think is a new thing that they did with TCG, and I love them. And they just so happen to have the Charizard, the big 3 Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur in this set. But I still haven't pulled a Charizard, so hopefully I get to pull one today. Reverse Squirtle and a Holo Gyarados.
So this one got a Greninja V. Take it.
Another thing they did with this set is the Ditto. What do you think about the Ditto that they kind of introduced with Pokemon Go?
It's actually pretty cool. I like that they have like a hidden. I mean, just the concept of knowing who that is and him transforming into other Pokemon. It's cool that he's hiding behind one. So.
Yeah, I like the concept, especially because it's Ditto, and that's kind of like his shtick is hiding to be other Pokemon. So it was very clever that they did that. Okay, so team.
So, Greedent V over here on Fusion Strike. Not bad pull so far. I mean, a holo and 2 V cards.
One, two, three, four, 5, 6.
More Stomp, Eldegrass.
I got reverse Charmander and a Holo Sylveon. We're down to the last pack on this box.
Chandelure V. Going
Okay,
all V cards over here, man.
So you're on a hot streak then. Making V cards. I'm on a hot streak with just holo cards, and we got that first V2V. Let me know what you guys are a fan of opening. If you're like into like booster boxes or like these promotional boxes. We got the holo Tyranitar, and oh, I pulled it finally. We got
Nice.
the Radiant Charizard. I mean, I've been a fan of this Radiant Charizard for when they first introduced it. I know it got a little bit of hate on it, at least on Twitter it did.
Did it?
Yeah, but I was a fan of it. I think they did a pretty good job with the Radiant for what Radiants are. I mean, there's so many Charizard cards out there. I don't know. I just like this one. Yeah, finally pulled the first freaking Radiant Charizard.
You've been looking for that one for a while.
Yeah, me and Charizard, we have a love-hate relationship. I don't tend to pull Charizards too often. I mostly pull gold cards. That's what I really am good at pulling, which is another chase card in this set, is the Gold Mewtwo, and I pulled 2 of them already.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say the same. I feel like I pull the Charizard every time.
Yeah.
Like I said, that was the first thing that got me back into Pokemon, pulling a Charizard. And with the Pokemon Go set, I pulled 4 of those things.
So next up is Eric's team, Team Mystic. I am really liking these pins that they have with this. So the Team Mystic is the Articuno, and I don't know too much about Pokemon Go. I played it, I think, when it first came out, but there's specific trainers that are affiliated to each team. Yeah, this is such a cool pin. I wish I knew something to do with these pins. Anybody?
Ooh, we got a Hoopa V, full art.
Nice.
It's a good pull on the Fusion Strike train. It's actually kind of awesome card.
Yeah.
I got the coloring on it.
What does everybody like to do with their pins? Because I have quite a few. I have like Celebrations pins and the Radiant Eevee pins. So let me know what you guys do with them. I know you could put them like on lanyards and stuff, your backpacks if you still go to school, but I haven't figured out a good use out of them yet.
Mine are all stored in the Ultra and Premium Collection box.
Yeah, or yes, you can just store them too. Okay, so our best card out of that last box was obviously the Radiant Charizard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And the V card streak continues.
All right. Reverse Magikarp and Snorlax.
It's crazy too, cause like seems like the prices on some of these cards, they're like high, like when the set first comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But then like give it a couple weeks and they drop. But then like say you grade it as a 10, then that shoots way back up again.
Okay, Melmetal V. We got another V card. I think I skipped the Reverse Hollow Unpheasant again.
What well, you got the Charizard, now what are you trying to go for?
I guess the all art Mewtwo. And what else? To complete the Dittos, because I know a lot of people are trying to complete the Dittos. I think there's three Dittos that you can pull. One is Spinarak, Bidoof, and what's the other one? It's the
camel.
the fire camel. I forget some of the names. There's too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got here reverse Pokestop and another Tyranitar. So we got one V in this box so far, kind of like the last. Maybe we'll pull another Radiant card. Got here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Felt decent. Reverse Charizard. I don't know how I know Charizard is a chase card no matter what the card is, but anybody needs a reverse, let me know, because I pulled quite a few already.
Yeah, I guess we haven't really mentioned that either. I mean, some of these cards we're giving away, so like, comment, and we'll be drawing some people to give cards away to.
Yeah.
I know in episode 2 we got a couple of CGC slabs to give away too, so check out our second video as well.
Yeah.
And enter for that.
There's another thing we'll be discussing is, like my brother said, is giving back to the community, and I think just giveaways is a good way to start. We got reverse Bill Barrel and a holo Sylveon. So I know when Pokemon Go first came out, a lot of YouTubers and TikTok personnels have stated that the pull rates on Pokemon Go are pretty bad. Have you had experiences like that as far as your Pokemon Go pulls?
I think it's just like the set itself. Like, obviously, once you get further in, the harder it gets to pull what you need to pull.
Right. If you're trying to complete the set.
Right. Which is what I'm doing. So I mean, I'm at a point where it seems like it's more sense just to buy the individual card instead of more packaging. Right. I pulled the Alt-Art Mewtwo V. I have the gold one. I haven't gotten the rainbow one. That's the only one that I'm really looking for. And like I said, I got the Charizard more than 3 times already, so I was happy about that.
Okay, so nothing really good on Team Mystic. So let's end with Team Valor, which I'm also thinking might be the most popular team, just because I don't know. I feel like people lean towards the fire Pokemon when you deal with legendary or deal with the big 3. Let me know what team you guys are on in the comments if you do play Pokemon Go. So let's check out this pin.
A lot of my pulls have gone south now.
Yeah, we started out hot.
Yeah.
Going a little low. Okay, so this pin might be the weakest of the 3 if I'm being honest. Same with the trainer. Let me see here. This pin, I don't know. It doesn't seem as illustrious as Mystics or the Zapdos one. They nailed it on the head, but let me know what you guys think. Which pin do you prefer and what team are you guys on?
So I saved Evolving Skies for last.
Yeah, as you should, because I think that's one of the more popular sets that came out of Sword and Shield, is Evolving Skies. Alright, here we go, the last 6. Reverse Blissey and a Slaking V. Again, I think we hit a V card in the first pack we've opened every time in these boxes. So let's see if we can get something else besides Pokemon V cards.
Volcarona V over here. I'm down to my last 3 packs. Actually, I think I have one more tin. I'll check after this one.
6. This looks like it could be something. Nope. Reverse Alolan Eradicate. Oh, okay, it is something. And a Slade King V full art. I just recently pulled this.
Nice.
Yeah, so That's a better hit. We'll take it. So we got 4 more. So far, Team Valor has been better to me. Let's see if we could end this last 4 on a good note.
I've been going through these. Boom, boom, solving.
6.
Or petal, drowsy, rescue, and the pumpkin.
So we got reverse char and a hollow Melmetal. You still have some reverse hollows to collect, right?
On Pokemon Go set, yes, I do. So we're gonna end up on a good note here at least. We got Litleo, Eevee, Cutiefly, Hitmonchan, Seismitoad, and a trainer, Zinnia's Resolve.
Nice. Okay, we got our first Ditto on my end. What is that there? Is that just a reflection? I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a little white spot right there. Which is kind of bummed, but I think this might be one of the Dittos I need. Now, I tend to try to keep them non-peeled if I need them. However, there is a little white spot on there. But it's all good. Not every card could be perfect. The cut on this actually is a little weird on the top right there, but other than that, we got a hollow Charizard that goes along with my Radiant Charizard. And then these, 2 more packs for me. Run through this.
So my 2 pulls were, like big pulls, were Zinnia's Resolve full art and Hoopa V full art. Not bad, like in the sense of, got a lot of V cards and a lot of hollows. But I mean, obviously, unless you're playing the game, those aren't really the go-tos.
Alright, last pack for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, reverse barrel and a hollow Blissey to end it. So yeah, definitely the best card that I pulled will have to be the Radiant Charizard. A lot of chase cards for people.
Nice.
Me being one of them. But yeah, this is the card I needed. So happy to get it. Beautiful card. Stoked. So yeah, so that was our first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, we're going to be talking about all things Pokemon and hobbyists in general, and we'd love some feedback. We hope that you found some of our discussion entertaining or helpful or informative, and then we'll open to suggestions. We're going to get back, as my brother stated, and we're just happy that we're part of this community again. We were back when it started, and we are now full force. So thank you for listening, and until next time.
Later, guys.
Peace.